camera shots, please?
Type 2's all close-ups.
And yes.
All right.
He's got his sense of humor back.
Yeah. First thing that comes to your mind, just one word on the following. Waylon.
France.
Willie.
Golf.
Johnny.
Humor.
Those are interesting choices. And France for Waylon, huh?
Waylon hates France.
Oh. Hey, he hates a lot of things.
And I love
He
France.
came back and told me how much he hated going to the Southeast Asia thing with the highwaymen. He couldn't stand it over there.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait to get home. He'd kiss the ground when he got home.
Yeah.
Do
Waylon's
you
very
even
funny.
remember when your first days were in Nashville, when you were there doing the broom there
Are
on
you
16th
kidding?
Avenue?
I remember those days better than I remember anything since. That was some of the best time of my life.
You know, there's some urban legend about you. Did you really land a helicopter on Johnny's lawn?
Yes, I did.
You really did that, didn't you? That's kind
Yeah.
of turned into an urban legend. You don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, well, it's true. I had known John for about a year and a half before that because I had been emptying his ashtrays over at Columbia for a long time and pitching him every song I ever wrote. But I was trying to make an impression.
So you did.
But I landed in an old National Guard
Yeah,
helicopter.
that's what we heard. That's
Yeah.
been a long time. Can you believe that there's a country music artist that's actually going to be 95 million records sold by New Year's Day, Garth Brooks? It's come a long way since the days of 16th
Since
Avenue.
those days, well, those are the people who were like my peers in those days and who were worshiping at the idol of John and Willie Nelson and Waylon. We're hoping that we'd spread the respect of country music. Guys like Mickey Newberry, and people like that. And it happened. We never thought it'd happen like that.
You know, it's amazing. Even Jackie Chan, I interviewed him, and he sang me. I said, "What's your favorite country song?" And he sang "Always on My Mind." He went through the whole thing. To hear Jackie Chan do that was really kind of odd. This guy here, I don't sense.
That's one of the first signs of the apocalypse,
I
isn't
think
it?
it is, actually. I wrote it down. This guy you play in this movie, I don't think he's that far away from you, is he? Was that a big stretch?
No, it was probably the closest to anybody that I.
Even your speech patterns and probably your salty language occasionally.
Well, what's funny was it's the way I talk in my house, and it was the way James Jones talked in his. And so when I would come up with lines of my own, James Ivory said it was just like James Jones, and his daughter told me the same thing.
What do you consider yourself these days? Writer, singer, actor,
Former
former janitor, military veteran? I mean, what are you?
I'll be a writer, probably on my passport till I die. And father comes in pretty heavy these days because I got 8 kids, 5 young ones, and spend more time at home than I used to.
Do you buy the theory that you can't write really big hit songs after you've made some money? Because you have written Bobby McGee or Sunday Morning Coming Down, Today. You know, you live in a little softer.
I
than you
think
lived back
I've
then.
written. I think in the last album I did, which was a thing Don Was produced, I got 3 of probably the best love songs I ever wrote in there.
Because you know about love more now.
They didn't get the attention that For the Good Times and Help Me Make It Through the Night got because they weren't marketed the same way, and somebody else didn't cut them, but they still could. So I don't think it's not possible to write it. I think it might be when there are different things to get people's attention, it might be harder to get their attention. Back in those days, I used to pitch my own songs and go out and
Yeah, obviously.
pitch them to people. Well, and
With a helicopter, whatever it
and
took.
I hadn't done that since I went on the road, really. And so, after a certain like the time after I was outside of Nashville, they just weren't getting pitched, and so I don't think that you can't write them. I think you might have a harder time getting other people to hear them.
Good seeing you, Kris.
Good to see you too.
Did you hear the story about
Jimmy
this
Carter.
New York Post guy that interviewed Willie last week? And